When you do something that you're passionate about for a career, you get to have really unique experiences that are very meaningful to you. They're rarely financially driven, but they are what make all the heartache worth it. Can you share a unique story like that for you?
The thing that I have felt the most fulfilling about this in the last 4 years are just like the individual connections that and this isn't the answer of like meeting a lot of people, but like genuinely the individual connections that I've made because of something that I've like created, and like vice versa. And a really good example of that I can think about right now is my like friendship with this Australian artist named Chris Lanzon. He is brilliant. If you don't know his music, you should check it out.
Oh, I listened.
He's so good. Yeah. We just put a song out together, so that makes sense. But the way that song came together, that feature, is really like a funny like universe moment, I would say. A while back, he had come up on my For You page on TikTok, and he was in this video that went very viral, playing the guitar with a paintbrush, which is like a tip that he like picked up from Adrian Linker, which is one of our favorite artists. But like, I'd never seen this kid before. I just thought it was really cool, and it made this really cool sound. So I banked that in my head. I think I saved it and like sent it to Brad. And later we went to go make my EP, and we were recording a song called Middle of Nowhere. And I remembered this TikTok that I'd seen like months ago about this guy who was playing the guitar with a paintbrush. And I was like, that was so cool. So we did that on the guitars on the Middle of Nowhere song on my EP. And fast forward another like year after this, in April, I think, of last year, another TikTok of Chris's comes up, and it's him singing this song. And I was like doom scrolling at this time and like having a really hard time mentally with my relationship with music. And I was about to put out my EP, but I just didn't know what that was going to be like. And it was kind of silly. And this song just stopped me in its tracks. It was the first time I'd like stopped breathing for a second in a while on that app. And I just DM'd him to say like, thank you for this. The song had like 200 likes on this video. It wasn't like a viral video. It was just something that came up. And I just told him it was beautiful. And then he responded to me, probably because I had like a blue check mark, low-key. And since then, he just kind of listened to my music, and we became friends, I would say. We've never met, but we started Zooming and doing like Zoom sessions. And he was always in tomorrow, and I was always in yesterday because the time zone difference, and started writing together. And eventually I was like at home sitting at my childhood piano, and there were all these like this song that he put out that I was like obsessed with, that made me want to reach out to him, had gone viral at that point because it was just that good. Like, this song is beautiful. And so it was really fun to watch that like catch on, and people started covering it. So I did a cover of it because I just loved it. And I think I was one of the first people to kind of cover it, and then a bunch of people started covering it after that. So I think for him, in his head, he was always like, maybe we'll do like another version of it someday, but I hadn't really thought about it. And then he called me at one point and was like, would you ever consider like hopping on and like writing a verse for Lilo and doing like an extended version? Yeah. And I listened to that song maybe like 837 times. Sure. It was really easy because it was only a minute and a half long, but
so it needed an extended.
It was just really funny. It was one of my top played songs on Spotify, which was a little embarrassing because we were like texting like every day being like, hey, like just hanging out. He's one of my favorite artists. And, but he is someone too that like in all of the craziness, much like Landon, I've been able to like lean on a little bit, and we've always been able to come back together and just like rant about stuff or talk about things. And I've sent him like all of my album demos, and me, and he's just been like another person in this like network of trusted like people that I get the opportunity to collaborate with and work with and stuff. But yeah, him, Landon, those connections, the way that they all come together just because he posted a video on TikTok is like crazy.